Wrestling with WWE Saturday Night Main Event. It's later today, and yeah, for matches, I kind of feel like this is more cut and dry than usual, but that's maybe just me. Let's get into it. Intercontinental Championship match. Dominic Mysterio defense against Penta and Russo. Who wins?
Let's see. Uh, Dominic farms his way to victory. It's got to be Dominic.
Oh yeah.
So Dominic, especially with the loss of the tag team titles by Finn. So Finn's got some shit to get to. Some pettiness to get to.
I agree. Dom for the W. That's not just interesting, but I don't see it necessarily going anywhere. WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton against Jade Cargill. I personally think that this ends in disqualification. I don't think Tiffany's going to take an L on this one. But
what do I think? Jay turning heel, it has to turn into a championship win. I'm always of the fact you just don't turn no one heel just to do it. You do it for a purpose, and what is the purpose? It's either a purpose or a payoff.
But can you see it happening on the show?
Yes. I mean, because let's just go break it down. Let's just break it down. All right? Let's just break this down. Dominic's not losing, we assume, right?
What?
We both assume Cody's not losing, right?
I would assume not, yeah.
The only two matches that have the wow factor is the Uso Punk match and this match. Me personally, I think the Uso Punk match will not have a winner.
I mean, I agree with that, but we'll get to there when we get there.
So that leaves something's got to happen to make the crowd be like, what the fuck? And it's either Finn betrays Dominic in the triple threat, or Jade beats Tiffy.
So you're going with Jade for the W.
Oh yeah, because who's going to be the next challenger for Tiffy?
I mean, that I definitely don't know. But, I mean, Cargill has wrestled her like 2 times already. So, I mean, yes, she just turned heel. So, I mean, it gives her extra motivation this time around. But, I don't think that you pull the trigger on a random Saturday night main event. I think that you save this for maybe Survivor Series, maybe Rumble. There's not going to be a paid preview in December, so
we know. Actually, it's Saturday night main event. So
right, John Cena's last match, but I don't see anybody doing anything on that show other than John Cena.
John Cena's gonna try to show his ass off.
So I don't see Jade winning this match, but I don't see Tiffany taking the W. So I say it ends in disqualification or double count out, however you like to say it. Right, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship. We both kind of agree Cody Rhodes wins, right?
Yeah, because now the top of the card needs stability with no Seth.
And that brings us to the main event, the vacant World Heavyweight Championship match, CM Punk versus Jey Uso. I agree with you. I think that we're not going to be crowning a champion on this show. I think Breaker and the Bronze. I think the Bronze are going to interfere, and Jey Uso aligns with the Vision to form his own little mini bloodline with Paul Heyman. You don't doubt, or Jey Uso de facto just wins.
I don't think for both sides there's one big concern. I have a big concern for either side.
Okay.
My concern for Punk is that Punk could possibly join the Vision. Or Punk could get a new nemesis from the Vision, i.e. a new member in the Vision. That's my biggest concern there. Because it could be Brock. It could be Brock.
I mean,
I think that,
continue.
I get it. You don't see Brock joining the Vision. I don't think Brock is going to do it either. I just see it more as a mercenary thing.
That I could see, like a one-off, just to help Paul, because there are
a favor, because keep in mind, they never really got to the bottom of what they needed to quote unquote talk about, right?
No, that was when he announced him at WrestlePalooza.
Man, that's just one. You don't do that without. Paul's not doing that for free.
Oh yeah.
So that's my point, right?
You announced me at WrestlePalooza, I'll fuck some people up for you.
There you go. Something's got to pay off. So that's my biggest concern with Punk. My biggest concern with Jey is Roman.
Okay.
Because Roman, even though Jey got a taste of this, and Roman is okay with Jey being a taste of this, I just don't see, unless Roman is going to SmackDown, I cannot see Roman just playing second fiddle to Jey getting to the top.
Well, I mean, that would be it, wouldn't it? He would have to humble Jey. Little brother, this is how it goes. You were only the right hand because I made you the right hand.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Roman's been slowly trying to get back to the Roman of old. Cutting the promos, walking up the ramp, all that shit. He's slowly getting the mojo back. Now, does that mojo come at the expense of Jey Uso? It could be possibly. It was funny because, there's still an issue there with Jimmy because Jimmy is rather pissed. And Jimmy is also another factor in the sense that Jimmy is... Personally, I think this shit's going to end in chaos, and I already know that Jimmy and Roman are literally fighting for the sole custody of Jey's conscience. And Jey is slowly getting to that dark side. And people are like, Jimmy's like this third fiddle, but I personally think Jey is right where it needs to be morally, because everything that he said, me personally, everything he said 2 years ago has come to fruition.
Right. when he
And I mentioned that when I called in on Busted Open too. I told him, I was like, they're like, why are they booing him after the music? It's like, well, and I told Bully, this is what I told Billy, you got to think about what Jimmy has been saying, and everything Jimmy has been saying is being proven right slowly. Now, Bully tried to go, you think they're booing them from something from 2 years ago? No, I don't think that they're doing that. I'm just saying that that is the root, and now that root is finally planted. That tree is up. That tree is up. So now it's time to get back to the root, because now Jimmy's trying to get back to the root of the whole issue.
Right. Which is this a little bit of power to Jey Uso can turn into something, and turning him into mini Roman, as he put it.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? And I told Bully this too, and that's what when I was calling in. I said it actually worked in the story's favor that Jay's reign was short, because it was long enough for people to, it was short enough, it was long enough for people to enjoy and see it, but it was short enough for him not to be satisfied.
I agree with that, 100%.
So now it's fueling that. Now he gets a taste of that sweet. It's like getting your first taste of sugar. You want more. You really, really want more. You want it. You want it now, to the point where you don't even care. His blinders are on.
Which, from where I'm going with it is that we are going to see Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, and Brock Lesnar, so 4, versus CM Punk, Roman Reigns, LA Knight, and Jimmy Uso. That's going to be our War Games match for San Diego.
Wait a minute, you said Jey Uso and Brock Lesnar?
Jey Uso, Brock Lesnar, and the Bronze versus Punk, Reigns, Jimmy, and Knight.
Ooh. They do need a 4th, but I don't think it would be. And I agree with, I would think it would be Punk, Jay, Jimmy, Roman.
So Punk, Jimmy, Jay, and Roman.
Yes.
And who is on the Vision side?
The Bronze and Brock, and I can't think of a 4th right now. I really cannot think of a 4th right now.
Well, I mean, from the logic you're going with, then it seems like LA Knight is on the Vision side. And I don't necessarily see LA Knight joining the Vision.
I wouldn't say he's joining the Vision, but it ain't like he's cool with the other side as well.
I mean, true, but didn't the Vision has put him in the hospital a couple of times, no? Or am I remembering that wrong?
I mean, yeah. I mean, shit. Bronson put Seth in the hospital, and we didn't see that shit coming. I mean, is this kind of the thing?
You put me in the hospital, I become your friend.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? But, yeah, it's gonna be tough to find that 4th. I don't know. I mean, because and the only reason I say Jay wouldn't join the Vision, because the whole purpose of him doing all of this was for Roman. So it wouldn't make sense for him to go against him, right?
But, he's tempted by the dark side at this point. And when you're kind of in a dark place and you're, you know, balancing the scales, so to speak, there is that little dark voice in your head, a la Paul Heyman, that will tell you, you can be Roman Reigns. You don't need Roman Reigns. You were going to be the tribal chief, but it was your brother that cost you that. You know, when you're, mentally strong and you don't see it at that time, it's easy to, just pass it as, the wise man spewing bullshit. But when you're kind of in a dark place and you're kind of desperate, and Jay does kind of seem desperate at this point, you kind of, you take that shit in. And you kind of believe it. Especially when somebody is promising you what you ultimately want.
Well, my only retort to that is that it's Roman egging him on.
But Roman doesn't see him as he's little brother, and that's how Roman sees Jay, little brother. And
but Roman was the one. But my thing is that Roman was the one who planted this and started all of this in the first place. So I'm thinking he has more of a control over Jay, especially considering the fact that he got put in the hospital by the Bronze. Jay literally gave up the fact that he basically risked his health being in that fatal four-way to help Roman. You see what I'm saying? So
but you go back
those factors to me.
But Jay is trying to be Roman. And what did Roman tell Jay, when in Paris? He said, this don't work this way. This only works my way.
Oh, perfect, yeah. It only works his way. Yeah.
It only works my way. And that's telling Jay that, we're not equals. It only goes my way. I'm the big gut dog in this scenario. So it makes Jay feel less than when he kind of already feels less than when he wants to be more than. You kind of understand?
Well, then the only way that can happen is if Roman becomes a heel. But then again, Roman was, me personally, Roman's neither. He's just there, and people think he's a face.
Right.
And he's not a face. He is not a face to me.
Roman is Roman, and that's kind of just it.
Right. So, to me, it makes more sense for him to get back. It is the most far-fetched shit ever, but it makes more sense for him to get back with the wise man than for Jay to get with him.
Why would he abandon real family, the bloodline, Jimmy and Jay, for somebody that isn't blood?
Well, it's not about betraying anybody. Roman has never betrayed anybody.
Is that true?
That is true. Who has Roman double-crossed?
That's a good question.
Think about it. Everything that's happened to Roman has been the one on the receiving end of the double-cross. Sammy double-crossed him. Jay double-crossed him. Jimmy double-crossed him. Seth double-crossed him. Dean double-crossed him. Heyman double-crossed him.
Then wouldn't that make more sense for Jay to double-cross him again?
I don't see. think we'll see what happens after tomorrow. Because I think Roman and or Jimmy might have something to do with that match.
I think we're going to see the setup of
War Games
start.
Or it could be like a all men for themselves War Games, like what was the one World War III style for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship?
I mean,
which wouldn't be a bad idea. That would not be a bad
idea. I mean, I'm not against the idea. It'd be something new and different, but I'm strongly under the impression that Jay is going to join Division. Alright, so I'm going with either no finish or Jay wins. Where was you going with? You said no winner as well, no?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a winner.
Alright.
I don't see a winner for the championship. In fact, I probably won't see a champion until the Royal Rumble.
I agree with that. That will conclude our coverage of Saturday night's main event and this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but I'm not keeping cash box. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Grill One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Big Mama, this Wednesday as we interview Vincent Caravaggio, and join us next Saturday as we interview and review the latest shows in WWE and AEW and everything. If you like what we're doing, follow the show at WrestleDream and actually other Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing, the links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesC99. Where can we find Kaliko?
Oh man, I'm Kaliko on Twitter, Kaliko Chronicles on YouTube. The March Down is on Survivor Series. That's the next one, baby. So I'm looking so forward to it. Even though there's no SmackDown listed for San Diego, which is bullshit. But that's we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide.
Let your wallet be happy for one night.
Everybody else got fucking the night before. Everybody else got to go home. Why the fuck I can't get to go home? Why the fuck our city can't get to go home?
I mean, I don't know.
Because it's Thanksgiving. That didn't stop you, motherfucker. But that didn't. I'm gonna stop. Thank you, WWE, for giving us Survivor Series in beautiful San Diego and not in cold ass Chicago. Okay. Or Vancouver. Or yeah.
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James Shea, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Or anywhere cold for that matter. I mean, they could have did Dodger. Next year, do Dodger Stadium. No, don't do Dodger Stadium. It's a shit show getting up there.
How about the Stadium?
Damn, I don't know where. Oh God, no. It's too small. I mean, Pasadena Rose Bowl.
That would be something.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.